Hey guys, have you got a busy salon, but at the end of the month you feel like there's not much left? And there's a reason for that. I'm seeing salons and even more salons that are super busy, working really hard, and they get into a stage now where they're thinking, is this all worth it? And I know some people have done the transition to go, right, I'm going to make all my team redundant and I'm just going to rent a chair. And they're going to rent a chair in a salon or they're going to turn their salon into a rent a chair salon. And I think that's the wrong thing to do. And I've got another video if you want to go and check out why I think that's wrong. And I did the maths on that to figure out, two salons, one self-employed, one's non-self-employed, both having 5 people working there and see the difference and the impact it has on your business. But here today, I want to share with you why I believe most salon owners are stuck and why they are not getting past that stage of actually making some serious money. So I like to doodle when I coach, and because I'm coaching you guys, let's share my screen and let's get a move on. Great. So I've got my pen. I'm going to dive in. Let's share my screen. Now, most people that try and grow their businesses, we've been doing this now for over 9 years, working with salons to get them a really massive impact to change their lives. And it's been really, I think we've been doing an exceptional job. We've took some salons to be multimillionaires, or we've took some salons that are about to close their business down and go bankrupt and turn them around to make them 500,000 a year. And we've used the same strategy. I'm going to share that strategy with you today. So most people who try and grow their business, I wasted 7 years of my salon life working 7 days a week, just working hard, working hard, working hard. And you know what? It got me nowhere because I didn't know how to increase takings. And when I figured this out, like it was a lot easier than you can imagine. And I want to share with you that today. There are only 3 ways to grow your business. There's only 3. The first one is we get you some new clients. Now, I know you guys like that, so I'm going to actually make that a little bit better. So that's better. New clients. So we get new clients in the door. We get clients to spend more. And that's probably where you would go with your team and you would say to your team, sell more retail, sell more treatments, upsell, upsell, upsell. And your team members are going, oh, stop it, Richard, stop it. Spend more. And the third one that I think most people miss, and I think most people, it's the easiest thing you can do. And I think most people miss it completely. And it's getting them to return sooner. And I want to share with you today the impact that this has on your business. Now, there's only 3 ways. Now, with this, you guys, quite simply with your new clients, you can do some ads or you can do Google and you can sort of, just try and get new clients in the door. And I think most of you guys, that's your number one place to go to. You put a lot of energy making content for your Instagram and your Facebook and your TikToks, and you cut all your reels and you probably pay outsiders to do this for you. And that's your number one choice. But that's only one way. And if that worked, then your busy salon will be making you money. Now, getting your clients to spend, the whole point of this really is getting them to buy more retail or to upsell. Now, at the moment, you guys are probably nagging your team, maybe not even tracking the retail. So this one's quite a hard one to do. And you go, okay, I don't want to nag my team, so I'm going to revert and I'm going to go back to this one again because that's easier. And the third one, most people seem to think that they've got this covered, is that you have to try and get your clients to return by giving them an offer or a bundle or a discount or just remind. You don't have to give anything away. You see, I believe, and I've been doing this now myself for over 20 years, and coaching this is one of my core elements, is getting people to return. We've even built a machine to help salon owners do this. And I know what you're probably thinking, but my salon software sends emails to remind clients to come back at maybe 10 weeks, but it's not working. And I want to share with you today, and maybe you'll join our workshop in a week's time to actually figure out exactly what your number is. You see, I'm a believer that if there's only 3 ways to grow your business, if you work on all 3, you're going to get 3 times the impact that someone who's just doing one. And I want to be honest with you now, honest with yourself. How many are you really doing? Do you go in there on a daily basis? Do you have a script? Do you work with your team? Do you talk about, the client journey? Maybe you don't. Maybe you do social media. Maybe you do TikTok. Maybe you do Facebook, and maybe you do some Google ads, etc. So you're only working on one element. And I think you're missing out on a huge amount. You see, it was okay years ago because years ago, we just had to make a certain amount of money and we were fine. But the fact that bills have gone up, staff wages have gone up, NI's gone up, that's huge, electricity and utilities have gone through the roof. It really is hard to hold on to that money. And there's a lot of people out in our industry at the moment saying that, they want the VAT to be dropped, and that's going to be the savior. And I've still got salons myself. I would love that to happen, but I'm not going to rely on outsiders making a decision in government if my business is going to make money or not. That's down to me. So the one way is if my bills have gone up, the only thing I can do is increase my takings, which will increase my profit and cover the bills. And I think this matters more than anything right now is that you know how much you're putting into your business to grow your business. We talk about, I want to work on my business more. Well, when we talk about on your business, on should mean growth. And if you're doing that, that's absolutely great. But I think most people are just doing, when they work on their business, they're just doing another job. They're doing their accounts, they're doing their rosters, they're doing. They're not actually growing the business. And I think it's costing salon owners an awful lot of time and energy, which is hence why we've been coaching salon owners. And when they work with us, they get some exceptional results. I truly believe that the answer is that, with bills going up, our takings needs to go up even more. And that will give us more money. That's what I truly believe. You see, at the moment, we have, only so much money, and we have bills. I'm going to make that a little bit more better than that. We have wages, we have VAT, we have stock, and then we're left with a little bit of profit at the end. And I think what we need to do is the only way to get that profit to rise is to get the takings to rise, because right now we can't change the VAT, we can't change the stock, we can change the wage bill, but the only way to do that is up the takings, and the wage bill then comes down, which is the thing to everything. And by the way, if your wage bill is north of 50%, then I know that this is quite low for you and we need to work on your business. Maybe you're still only working on one element of growth in your business. And I think that needs to change. I think the olden day it was fine to do that. I think it was okay to put an ad in the newspaper or an ad in the yellow pages or leaflets in the door or now social media. But we have the other ways that we need to work on. If you imagine 3 times what you're doing now, would be absolutely crazily silly not to do it. Because this is what I believe is that at the moment you're filling your pot with clients. You've got some clients coming in, and the numbers that I see is you're losing clients as fast as you're filling your bucket. So this never ever gets full. So right now in your salon, you're probably seeing more white spaces than ever before. We're in an economy now in Australia, America, and England, the 3 places that we work, so we get to see a lot of the numbers. We've now noticed that clients are starting to drag out their appointments. Now, in my day when that happened, I realized that my salon was sitting about 8.4 weeks and it was going up to about 10.2. So almost about 2 weeks difference. So 10.2. And them 2 weeks would have cost me $165,000 by the end of the year, just by my clients dragging out 2 weeks. It's such a big number for 2 weeks that we can't sort of comprehend, and it feels like that's made up. 165. And I want to share with you like the big reason why. So let me just share if I can. So I want you to see this impact, because this is the key to making money in your salon. This is the key that you're filling your bucket and losing so much, and it's so small you don't even see it. So this is something I've created for next week. I've got a workshop next week where we're going to give this away to the people that attend the workshop. So look out for that link. So this is a calculator that's going to work exactly what your business is. We've got some videos on here to actually show you how to do this. So let's get some maths. Let's say you've got 1,000 active clients. So within that year, you've got 1,000 people that have visited. Very simple to do. You go into your database and find out how many clients came in 12 months. Very simple. Let's say it was 1,000 individual clients. And the total visits, total appointments in your case, let's say it's 5,000. So give us an example. And I'm going to do your average bill at 70 because I think that's a nice one. So the average return rate on this particular, having 5,000 appointments over the year with 1,000 people, the return rate is 10.4 weeks. That means your business is doing about 350. You can see that here. Um, and then we've got this really unique slider here. So let's just say I'm going to move this 1 week, just literally 1 week. Now, when you go to your team, and I want you to listen because I hear it all the time. Do you want to come back in 6 or 7? I don't even hear that anymore. It's more like look back 12 or 14. So you not rebooking clients, this is going to drag that out. You letting clients book whenever they want through your booking link is going to make these weeks go longer. Of course it is. If you said come back in 12, they're not going to remember in 12. What's going to happen is they're going to wait and wait and wait and wait until, oh, I'm going to a party or hair's now annoying me. Then they call. That could be 14, 16 and 18 weeks. And I want to show you the impact this has on your business because it's a small amount, 7 days longer per client, and don't believe your computer systems because they lie, because you'd be busy otherwise. Think about all the new clients you're getting at the moment into your salon. Where are you putting them if you're not losing them? Anyway, let's get back to the test. Let's take this to 11.4 if I can. There we go. That's 1 week. That means you're now going to have 8 appointments less per week. Your take-ins are now going to be 319 and you're going to lose 30,000. So allowing a client to return 1 week later, just 1 week, you're 30,000 pounds worse off. And to be truthful, what I'm seeing at the moment is people are dragging it out 2 weeks. Now that's going to have an impact of 56,000 in your business right now. Can you see maybe why your business is not growing as much as it is? You're getting new clients in, you're doing that, you're doing all your TikToks, you're doing your reels, you're doing your carousels, you're getting new clients in the door, but you're still not making profit. And we want to blame other people, we want to blame the bills. But the reality is you have this power right now to change that back round. Let me just reset this. Let me go back to 70. Let me go 5,000 again, like it was before. And we had 1,000. You'd have your own figures, 10.4 weeks. Let's say you decided right now to turn around to your team and go, I'm going to get this down by 1 week. I'm going to do more rebooks in my business. I'm going to send newsletters, SMSs. I'm going to follow Richard's strategy. I'm going to work on that triangle that no one else is. Everyone else is trying to be obsessed to get next more clients through TikTok, etc. The reality is, let's take this down. Let's pull this back. Whoop, 1 more week. Let's do that. Reset button again. There we go. Let's pull that back 1 more week. 1,000 to 5,000. And the average bill being 70, wasn't it? I think it was. Yeah. And I want to pull this down to 9.4. So we're going to work on our rebooks. We're going to get 10 more appointments per week. And we've now got £37,000 extra without nagging the team, without going out there to TikTok and doing silly dances. We've got 37, almost £40,000 extra in your business. And what I want to say to you is, can you imagine the impact that that actually has on your business? It's absolutely huge. Like I say, everyone who comes to the workshop next week will be grabbing that for themselves to work on, and we'll show you exactly how to find these numbers so you can track it every single week. Let me just pull back a second. Now, for you guys that have been working with us, you know this strategy very well. What we do is if you have a salon, for example, and let's say you do, we're going to work on new clients. We have strategies that we do for you. So let's say you have 100 clients a week. Do you think that if you worked with us, we could get you to 110? I think we could. I think we could get from 100 clients, if we're working with our strategies to get new clients in your door, you focusing on that. Do you think you can get 10 more clients over a year? Yeah, I think you could. Getting clients to spend more. And we have the perfect client journey. Can you imagine if you worked with us and we said, okay, your average bill at the moment was, let's say, 70. Could we get it to 77, just 10% more? Yeah, we could. So we've now grown your business by 20%. We haven't asked for 20% more clients. We haven't asked for a 20% increase in your takings. we've just gone, let's have a few new clients. We can do that nice and easy. Just we work on the strategies and then we can work on the client journey and systems to make sure we can get this happen. And then we can end up going, can we get them to return by 1 week? Well, yeah, we can. So let's say your return rate, and what we're seeing average at the moment for hair salons is about 16 weeks. And for beauty, we're seeing that roughly about 9 weeks. Now, I know what you're saying. Mine's not like that. But it is because, you are losing clients or clients are dragging it out. And we've had one guy that we've worked with and his return rate was 51 weeks. They come once a year. And we're thinking if we can get them back to like even 16 weeks, you're going to absolutely double your business by doing nothing. So it's something to work with. So that's how we have been doing this for a long, long time by getting people to increase by 10% and 10% and 10%. And that's how, when people say to us, it's impossible for you to have a wage percentage of 30%. No, it's not. Because we actually spend time and energy working on the only three ways to grow your business. There is no more. So this one is a bit hidden and people don't really say a lot about it. We go to our salon software and there's a little number that will say retention of weeks, but that only tracks the last 90 days. The key is how do we pull that back a week? Because right now, if you've been watching it, it's dragging out. Most of you aren't losing clients, they're just dragging it out. And the impact, like I've shared with you before, is going to be 30 or 40,000 in your salon for 1 week. So if you do your return rate and a workshop next week, if you go to that workshop, then there's a good chance you're going to actually see what the impact is on your business right now. And the brilliant of it was, so what I love, once you know that impact, you're going to be focused to work on your team to pull that back by 1 week. And the money is just going to go up with hardly any effort. Guys, if you want to see how we grow salons by 30%, there'll be a link below here that will show you exactly how to grow your business and how we've been doing it for a long time and how you can work with us. Up here somewhere, there'll be a video for you to carry on watching and binging our stuff. And until next week, have an epic week, guys.